Welcome guys to WWE Reloaded. For all your wrestling news, please subscribe. 5 former WWE superstars who now work regular jobs. Many former WWE superstars are now working regular jobs outside of the business. There are only a handful of wrestlers in the history of WWE who have been able to remain part of the company for more than 2 decades. This proves that the shelf life of current WWE stars isn't a lengthy one, and wrestlers who are coming through the ranks at present need to have a plan B prepared for after their career comes to an end. Whilst there are several stars who have gone on to have successful careers in the acting industry and others who have moved on to coaching roles in WWE's Performance Center, this isn't a path that every former star will follow. The following list looks at just 5 former superstars who are now working regular jobs following their departure from WWE. 5. Former WWE superstar Beau Dallas. Beau Dallas was only recently released from WWE after almost 9 years as part of the company. Dallas came through the ranks in NXT and is a former NXT champion, but following his promotion to the main roster his career seemed to hit a wall. Dallas is a third-generation professional wrestler following in the footsteps of his grandfather, Black Jack Mulligan, and his father, Mike Rotunda, who was known as IRS. Dallas is also the brother of former WWE champion Bray Wyatt, but was still released from the company back in April alongside several other high-profile talent. Dallas' last appearance on WWE programming came back in 2019, which could be why the former star had already begun planning for life after wrestling. Back in February, it was revealed that Dallas and fellow star Liv Morgan had started a real estate family business. The two stars are also reportedly running a farm together whilst Morgan remains employed by WWE. In his case, because he hadn't been used at all since late 2019, it was a huge surprise he wasn't cut last year. As noted here, he's been working in real estate and preparing for a life after wrestling, because in his case you'd have to be blind not to see the handwriting on the wall. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer noted that this was Dallas' backup plan after almost 2 years of inactivity on WWE TV. 4. Former WWE Women's Champion Laila. Laila has stood out as being one of the only former WWE Women's Champion who has opted against making a return. The British star was part of the company for almost a decade before she announced her retirement back in 2015 and hasn't looked back. The former Divas champion was part of an interview with Ring the Bell earlier this year where she made it clear that the door was closed on her wrestling career. "I just feel that I had a very fruitful, long career. And I attained everything I possibly could have attained in WWE, and I was given every opportunity. That door's closed, and I'm okay with that. And I feel just happy that I was able to have that. I look at my past, and I'm like, wow, I did all that stuff, and that was just how I'd like to keep it." Laila has now moved on to a career in real estate and has also since married fellow former WWE superstar Ricky Ortiz. Both stars appear to be happily embracing a new chapter of their lives out of the spotlight. 3. Former WWE superstar Ted DiBiase. Whilst Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton remain 2 of the biggest stars in the business, their legacy teammate Ted DiBiase has found a new lease on life outside of WWE. DiBiase's father, the $1 Million Man, has returned to WWE on their NXT brand in recent months, but it appears that the star himself isn't interested in returning. The former tag team champions' run with WWE came to an end back in 2013 when DiBiase noted that he wanted to spend more time with his family. The former star then took up an executive position with collegeGarageSale.com, a college textbook e-commerce website, following his departure. The second-generation superstar then moved on to be the vice president of business development for One Life. According to DiBiase's LinkedIn account, he is currently the business development executive at Priceless Ventures LLC. The former star took up the role back in July 2018 following his departure from One Life. The former champion also works as a motivational speaker and has since his time in WWE in 2011. 2. Former WWE Women's Champion Molly Holly. Molly Holly was recently thrust back into the spotlight when she was announced as one of the latest inductees in the WWE Hall of Fame. The former women's champion originally left WWE back in 2005 but has since made several returns to be part of the Women's Revolution, before being added to the Hall of Fame earlier this year. Holly has been away from the business for around 15 years, and in that time she has held a number of different job titles. The former women's champion has worked in real estate and for several different charities, including the Minnesota Teen Challenge. The Challenge is a one-year residential drug and alcohol rehabilitation program that Holly became part of after at least 10 of her friends died from drug overdoses. Molly Holly currently works as the female lead coach at the Academy, School of Professional Wrestling. This is one of the business-leading training schools and is owned and operated by fellow former WWE stars Sean Devereaux and Ken Anderson. 1. Former WWE superstar Kevin Thorn. When I was released by WWE, I only wanted to prove one thing: I can be successful in the real globe, showing Americas. I tried a few things but found my home. Kevin Thorn rose to fame in WWE in a vampire-themed role as part of the revamped ECW roster back in 2006. The former star had a short-lived career and was released from the company in 2009 and forced to look for a regular job. Thorn is currently working in real estate but appeared on House in a Hurry on HGTV back in 2020, where he was able to reveal the struggle he had to find employment when he left the business. I put 10+ years of WWE experience on a resume, and I get human resources people calling me, "What kind of skill set can we use to hire you?" I mean, I sold being punched in the face like it killed me. You don't think I can sell copy paper or stuff like that? It got a little old. The former star went on to reveal that he worked as a bartender and ran a local bar before meeting several realtors. It was after this that he believed would excel in their world. Thank you for watching WWE Reloaded. Please don't forget to subscribe.